Saw a man-bear pig.
Man-bear pig?
Oh my god! You killed Kenny! You bastard!
Unless you've been living under a rock during the pandemic, or happen to be Al Gore.
Man-bear pig.
Man-bear pig?
Inosuke is from the series Kimetsu No Yaiba, or Demon Slayer, and is one of the main characters the series follows. At first glance, you might mistake an Inosuke with an actual demon, but without spoiling anything, for you anime-only watchers, there is a deep and intimate reason for Inosuke donning the mask. No spoilers, but just to be sure, the origin story of Augustus. When closely viewing the mask, Figma astounds me once again as they have accurately recreated the decapitated boar head with intricate details, making it comparable to that of Darth Vader himself. The eyes have a bright and blue paint job, but with the dull pupils inside, adding to that fear factor alongside psychological warfare when engaging hostiles. You also have to give credit to the ears and fur as they have been separately colored and represent the awe of Man-bear pig.
Man-bear pig is very real.
Moving down, you can clearly see the exhibitionist nature inherent in Inosuke as he's always topless and likes to show off his abs. While nobody can be certain, it might correlate with Inosuke's nature of being a Giga-Chad. However, a major flaw that the figure has is the awkward sculpt, or upper torso to be exact. Firstly, when viewing the shoulders, they are disproportionately shaped, with the ball joints being exposed, making it extremely awkward and immersion breaking. However, that isn't the only part. When looking at the abdomen, it is immersion breaking as unlike previous Figmas, there's a literal ratchet joint that while may provide extra function, is a literal death sentence for screen accuracy, an aspect Figma usually excelled in. Moving down, you also can't forget Inosuke's skirt, or to be exact, man bush. Look at the legs, Inosuke comes with your run-of-the-mill pants, and what can I say? They're mid. And look at the feet, you can clearly see each individual toe with even the toenails being portrayed very well. Lick it. I said lick it! Now, when looking at size, as explained in my previous videos, Kimetsu no Yaiba characters with their big heads are quite tall, especially compared to other Figmas. Here's Inosuke next to Gunpla, Monster Arts, Star Wars Black Series, other Figmas, and fellow Demon Slayer characters. Now, when talking about articulation, I think I said enough, so let's go right into it. The head is diverse, of course. The body, due to compromise, is extremely flexible. Wide shoulder split. Elbows can bend over 90 degrees. A wide movement for the hands. Rider get lost because we found a new best cross split. Knees bend over 90 degrees. The feet are surprisingly stiff. And a toe bend. Now, when talking about accessories, Inosuke comes with a fair amount. Firstly, let's talk about hands. Fists for fisting onis, slightly open hands for groping girls, all-out open hands for full-on sekahare, force choking hands for literal scratching, as Inosuke doesn't have the force. Thumbs up hands for a good job.
There are no two words in the English language more harmful than good job.
And holding hands to hold Inosuke's serrated blade. Talking about blades, the details on the serrated blades are outstanding as the top of the blade is colored in a blue paint job with the serrated edges being that of your metallic gray. The handles are very crude due to Inosuke's upbringing, and what can I say? It's basically a wrap around the serrated blade. Talking about, the blade is basically a surgeon's worst nightmare, as unlike either the longsword or katana that have a clean and smooth surface or a relatively clean cut, that's able to be stitched together with enough skill. But when it comes to Inosuke's serrated blade, it is the ideal shape when ripping and tearing chunks of flesh. This is primarily due to the uneven shape and holes evenly placed on the blade that when inserted with enough force allows for the hollow points to be filled with extra flesh, with the protruding points tearing off the flesh within the hollow parts, making it a dirty but fatal cut, with surgeons only capable of doing so much. The serrating effects are doubled when you use the blade like a chainsaw, by pushing and pulling both blades consecutively, as portrayed in the anime. Inosuke also comes with two separate covered blades that allow Inosuke to place his blades beside his hips. And as explained before, with Inosuke being a peasant, he is unable to afford a hilt in which he covered the handheld ends with bandages. The same method is applied here, as rather than purchasing or affording for two separate sheaths, Inosuke, just like before, wrapped his entire blade in bandages. Point to note is that the blade is equipped with a peg that can be easily inserted, able to portray Inosuke in a non-combative style, while also being a vast improvement over the previous hilts. Take off the mask. It won't save you from COVID. What do you think you'll see if I do? The face of a free man, a true patriot. Just by looking at the face, Inosuke is far from your shonen protagonist, instead more akin to a fudobe. Looking closely, the face is accurately represented with Inosuke's usual smirk portraying that cocky attitude. Look at the hair. Inosuke has a combination of black with blue on the bottom. Such rendering is beautifully done, with even the shading being perfect. Now, as with previous Kimetsu no Yaiba figments, Inosuke is no exception when being released with its own DX set, which is basically the ordinary set that comes with additional DLC. Firstly, Inosuke comes with an additional face that has the expression of someone is distraught, or when someone is forced to squeal.
There, boy! I bet you can squeal. I bet you can squeal like a pig. Go on, squeal. Squeal now. Squeal. Squeal. Squeal louder. Louder, louder. Louder, get down there, boy. Get them britches down. Yes, sir. Come on, squeal.
A second DLC is the abnormally large stand that first came out with Zenitsu, and is able to accommodate a various assortment of parts, sticks, and accessories besides the figure. Third, the DX set, just like Tanjiro and Zenitsu before it, comes with Inosuke's signature move, that's able to show off the awe factor that the non-DX set is unable to do, as putting this effect set makes it more akin to a statue rather than a figure. And lastly, there's an additional nose effect that portrays the nose expelling CO2 out of the mask. While this is a cool effect, the moment you see it attached to Inosuke, it actually portrays Inosuke during heat. It's Man-Bear Pig! No. That isn't a man-bear pig. It's a man-bear pig infected with COVID. So what is there left to say? Figma's iteration of Inosuke is a good release, especially with the superb and various accessories alongside the splendid paint job. But unlike Zenitsu, where everything was superb, Inosuke has various flaws, especially regarding the upper torso sculpt, where the exposed shoulders, alongside the awkward belly, breaking the immersion of the overall figure. I will say that if you're a completionist, Inosuke here is worth purchasing, just to finish the collection. But if you're out there wanting a new figure, or it's your first time purchasing a Figma, I'll say pass on it.